Hey, how are you? My name is Luana, and today we are going to practice the posture of Paschimottanasana. So Paschima means the west, and Uttanasana comes from the root uttana, which means deep stretch. So this is a deep stretch facing the west because the back is facing to the west. Traditionally, the practice is performed towards the east, that is where the sun rises. So when you practice facing to the east and you fall forward in Paschimottanasana, as you can see, your back is facing to the west. For Paschimottanasana, it's very important to take into consideration a lot of actions. This is a posture that can be very beneficial for the spine if it's performed on the right way. But if it's not, it can be actually the opposite. It can be very harmful because it requires a lot of hip flexion. It requires a lot of softening on your hamstrings. It requires a lot of also flexibility on a lot of muscles of your spine because there is a deep spinal flexion. As much hip flexion you have, less spinal flexion will be required. So sometimes you will feel a lot of stretch on the back of your leg, on your hamstrings. Sometimes you will feel a lot of stretch on your back. It will really depend on how your body is. So when you practice Paschimottanasana, first you want to ensure that your spine is straight. So you're going to start always from Dandasana, right? Dandasana is the stick or staff pose. So from this posture, before you move into Paschimottanasana, you want to ensure that your seat bones are pointing towards the floor and not tilting like this. If your hip is tilting like this, what will happen is that your spine will be rounded. So you want to move your seat bones. You can usually actually use your hands to move your buttocks back. So your seat bones are actually towards the floor. And then you can extend your spine. Careful for women that are very flexible on the lumbar spine, and I say women because it's very common for us women to be super flexible on the lumbars, and we tend to do this. So we push the lumbar forward, and this is not very healthy for the spine and also for the reproductive organs. So we want to keep the belly slightly in and up, but without tension. If the rounded back does not disappear when you move your seat bones back, probably you will need to sit on something higher. So you can start with one blanket. When you sit on the blanket, ensure that you put your seat bones on the blanket, not the back of your leg. So there is the effect of gravity helping you to lower the back of the leg to the floor. So you push your buttocks back, ensure the seat bones are towards the floor, pointing towards the floor, extend your back. Before moving forward, ensure that your legs are parallel and rotating in. So you can actually help yourself with your hands, rotating your thighs in. And you want to spread the back of your legs, the back of your thighs, and the back of your calves. So you are making the area flat, right? And start from staff pose. Roll the shoulders back, take a deep breath in. Exhale, suck the belly in and up. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. And as you exhale, hold the outer edges of the feet with your fingers. With the thumbs, press the base of the big toe forward. So you want to avoid your feet to turn like this. So you do the opposite with your hands. You pull the outer edges of the feet towards your face. And you push the base of the big toe forward. If there is hyperextension on the knees, and you're sitting higher, you might want to use something under your knees to protect your legs from hyperextension, to protect your knees from hyperextension. If there is no need to use a blanket, if your back is completely extended, and if you don't have hyperextension, so don't use any props. Once your legs are parallel, rotating in, you have flattened the back of your legs, and your feet are parallel too. You inhale deeply, reach up to the sky, exhale, hold the outer edges of your feet, and do what we did before. Pull the outer edges towards you, and push the base of the big toe forward. Now you're going to focus in lifting the chest up. There is a tendency of trying to go down, and this rounds the back too much, and this is not healthy for the spine. We want to first create a maximum extension before folding forward. So that's why first we want to do a back bend with the upper torso. So you inhale and lift the chest up. And as you exhale, you pull your chest forward as you pull the outer edges of the feet back. And you can repeat this action 2 or 3 times more. Until your spine is as extended as possible. If your spine is still rounded, I recommend you to not go down and stay up, lifting the chest and bringing the shoulder blades down into the body. Lifting the chest, bringing the shoulder blades down. If you can't reach your feet, you can use a strap. With the strap, you can hold the feet. And actually you can even work with your feet slightly apart, with the heels as wide as your seat bones. And holding the strap, you can focus on lifting the chest up, pull the outer edges of the feet, or pull the extremes of the strap back as you pull the chest forward. Do not collapse the belly. Belly always pulls back and up. If you are able to hold your feet, you can hold your feet as we did on the first time, holding the outer edges of the feet. You can hold your hands, interlacing the fingers in front of you, or you can even hold your wrist, doing a lock. Whichever way you hold your feet, try to keep your elbows slightly towards the sides so they don't collapse completely to the floor. So you can keep your spine, your back active, because your shoulder blades will need to be engaged in order to keep your arms up. For getting out of the posture, use always double the effort you used to be on posture. So press your heels to the floor, inhale and lift the chest up, extend your ribs, exhale, relax your belly towards the spine, and as you inhale, engaging your legs, pressing your legs to the floor, come back to the center. Well, this is all I got for today. I hope you have enjoyed the practice. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you next time. Namaste.